Alright, so for the honor monument, this is the highest compared to the other one. It has the most points, so 18 points in total for this monument, and it requires you to hit a certain or max level of the title to be able to display onto the monument. So it's more like your accomplishment, right? And if you link your account, which you should, because like otherwise how would the game knows if you convert some of the points from Guild Wars 1 to Guild Wars 2. So yeah, so there will be 40 status for you to display, and my recommendation for you to hit 30 points out of 50 for your horizontal monument is to follow the structure. If you want to hit 50 out of 50, be aware that it will take you heck of a long time to complete, because some of the titles, they require you to max out, and to max that one out, it requires a lot of time commitment and also the resources to spend into that title. And because of that, I just don't think it's worth it if you just want to have the skins. But if you want to have the fancy title as well for you to show off to other people, then yeah, sure, by all means hit 50 out of 50. Otherwise, I would highly recommend you to just stick with 30 out of 50 and call it a day. Yeah, after all, the skin is looking way better than having fancy title that nobody knows about. But if they see the skin and if they see your armor flashing, then yeah, they may curious and ask like, oh, what is it? And so you can explain that you spend a lot of time in Guild Wars 1 and to be able to obtain that. But if you have fancy title, they may or may not know about that, so you know what I mean. So yeah, anyway, for the recommendation for you to reach 30 points, I will cover 50 out of 50 points in the later slides, but for this slide, this honor slide, I will only cover for you for 30 points. For the Eternal Lightbringer, you have to kill the mobs in the Nightfall campaign with the bounty activated. And usually the best way for you to maximize the title point for Lightbringer is to vanquish. No, not that. Vanquish. And vanquish is killing all of the mobs inside a certain map in hard mode with the bounty activate before you actually go and do it, and you talk to one of the NPCs and say, oh, can you give me the bounty for that map? And once you have the bounty activate for you, then you go and vanquish every single one of the mobs inside that map. The same thing for the Sunspear, but for the Nightfall, the best map for you to vanquish is, well, not the best map, but more like the map that actually allow you to obtain the what do you call it, Lightbringer points, are from Vabi. Yeah, from Vabi regions to the domain, well, not the domain language, but to the let me clear that. So you vanquish, yeah, vanquish in from Vabi map to the Desolation. And then subsequently you go into the high-end zone that has the final boss of the Nightfall campaign, which is Abaddon. Yeah. And for the Sunspear, is from the starting zone, Sunspear zone, which is from level 1 to around level 15. Now, and a little bit of corner, which is from level 15 plus. Yeah, easy. And I wouldn't recommend you to vanquish when you just started up, because obviously you need to complete the entire campaign before you activate the hard mode for your account in that campaign, because you know, that's the structure of the game. You need to complete the entire story mode of the campaign before the game allows you to activate, you know, the hard mode, so that you can go and get, you know, because the hard mode allows you to get better items, get a better drop rate, and etc. and so on. And so, you know, the game doesn't allow you to get any of that until you actually finish off the campaign. And it applies for every single region. I mean, like every single campaign in the game. So it's from Nightfall, Prophecy, Faction, out of the North. Yeah. Alright, for the Eternal Protector of Tyria, Kantha, and Elona, you need to complete all of the missions with all of the objectives done. So in the Prophecy, you have 2 objectives when you go into a mission. When you go into a mission, there will be 2 objectives, first and the second, and you need to complete them both. For the faction, there's certain time that you need to achieve. So it's say like if you want to achieve a, what do you call it, the gold standard, then you have to complete it within like what, 15 minutes or so, or lower. Yeah, I've done all of them a long time ago, so I completely forgot about the requirement for the faction. And the same thing for the Nightfall as well, that you need to complete it. Certain criteria for the Nightfall campaign. So for the faction, you need to complete it within the time limit, but for the Nightfall campaign, you need to finish off certain secondary objectives, or finish the within the time. Yeah, so it's a combination either between the two. So in faction, it's only require you to finish within the time, and in the Prophecy, it's only require you to finish of your secondary objective. But for the Nightfall campaign, you need to, you know, finish the secondary objective as well as within the time limit. So either or both. Now for the Protector, you need to complete all of them in the normal mode. Normal. And for the Guardian of Tyria, Kantha, Elona, which is, you know, Tyria is from the Prophecy, Kantha is from Faction, Elona is from Nightfall. Same with Protector, but you need to complete every single one of them in hard mode. And once you complete all of them in hard mode, you will receive the Eternal Legendary of Guardian, and will be automatically added into your Horns of a Human. So yeah. And once you finish the campaign, you will receive also the campaign statue as well. So for the Prophecy, you get one of them, and for the Faction, you also get one of them. Eye of the North, you get another one of them, and also for the Nightfall, you also get another one of them. So when you complete the campaign and when you complete all the story mode, you also get one extra. I can't remember the name of that right now, but I do remember that when I complete the entire story mode for the Prophecy, Faction, Eye of the North, and Nightfall, I get one extra one on top of the Eternal Protector and Eternal Guardian. So yeah, erase. And for the Eternal Conqueror of the Deep, now for the Deep Elite Dungeon, it is an elite dungeon, and it allows you to have 12 out of 12 players in the party to do the dungeon. And it is very difficult. No, it's not very difficult. It is difficult, and it's also doable with the heroes as well. But to be able to do it with the heroes, you need to, because you only allow one player. If you do it with one player, you only have the access to 7 heroes. So as you can see, if you do it by yourself, you are at 8 out of 12. If you have another friend coming with you, then you can fill up the remaining with 4, and so it will lead you to 12 of 12. But I usually highly recommend all the players in general to do it, with your friends, just to get out of the way. And even if you complete it on the normal mode, it will reward you with the Eternal Conqueror of the Deep. So how do you get to the deep? 2 ways. Yala. Is that how you say it, or is that how you write it? No, it's not. Let me erase it. I'm pretty sure that this is how you pronounce it, and it's how you write it as well. Gela Hatchery. It's in the Luxons. And to get to the Luxon, you need to complete 80% of the faction campaign. Yep. Or alternatively, you can buy a scroll to the deep. And then you have to activate it as the Park. And obviously I'll include a link down in the description of all of my attempts for the Ellis contents in the game, so you can have a look at it yourself and see what they are like, because sometimes they can be quite challenging if you don't know what to do, obviously. And for the Cougars Water, it's the same with the deep, but this one is in the Kujik. And to get to the Kujik, you need to complete about 80% of the faction as well. And you can buy the scroll and activate it as the Park. And for the Eternal Conqueror of the Fish of War, for the Elite Zone, you can buy the scroll as well. Same thing for the Underworld, but you can go from the Temple of the Ages. And talk to one of the NPC. I mean, like, not talk to one of the NPC. You have to kneel down before the statue. And once you kneel down, then you can talk to the NPC to let you in. And usually you have to pay 1 platinum for that. 1 platinum entrance fees. Or you can buy the scroll and just get them from the Park. Same with the Underworld and same with the Fish of War. And the Temple of the Ages is located at the north west of Lion's Arch. Yeah. Alright, so for the Domain of Anguish, you need to 100% complete of the main story of Nightfall. Yep. And once you complete that, you need to talk to one of the NPC in the game so that he can grant you the access to the Gate of Anguish. And then you go from there. And trust me, this is the most difficult one in my personal opinion. Fish of War is the easiest. All of the 3 elite zones that I have done, Domain of Anguish is the hardest. Second hardest is the Underworld, and the Fish of War is the easiest. But the Underworld is the one that I did the most. The Fish of War is the one that I didn't do that much. The Domain of Anguish, man, honestly, I spent like 40 hours doing this one, and it drove me insane. I try to do it on the normal mode with my heroes, and I try to do it on the hard mode. And because obviously I didn't know much about the dungeon, I didn't know much about the zone itself, so it took me, attempts after attempts after attempts after attempts, and took me so many retry for me to get it done perfectly in the normal mode. And then after that I tried it on the hard mode, and shit, fucking hell, it took me quite a lot of time, so 40 hours. So I would say that it took me about like 15 hours or so to do it on the normal mode, and then the remaining time, so I did it on the hard mode. And yeah, it was that, it was, because like when I fail, I look at my build and then I start doing it again and just to adjust it and stuff, and then I go in and then I fail again and again and again and again. And after so many failed attempts, I come up with a build that actually works, and then I use that build, and then I tried again, and then I tried to perfect it. But honestly, after 40 hours I just gave up on the hard mode, because I just couldn't find a build that actually allows me to run the zone effectively and efficiently. In normal mode, if I use my build right, it would take me about 3 hours, around 3 hours. Sometimes if I want to use the Consumables, which is the food that buff your attributes up, buff your power up, buff your spell up, then I think I can complete it about in like an hour and a half or 2 hours in a normal mode. But for the hard mode, it's just so many restrictions into that one. And when I complete it with just myself, right, in the hard mode, it's just so tedious that I just don't want to do it again. And last time when I did the hard mode, I completed in 5 hours. No, not 5 hours, more like 4.5. That's my first successful run. And then I do it again, and I reduce it back down to 4 hours. And I think that my best record that I did in the hard mode for the Domain of Anguish was 3.5 around 3.5 to 4 hours, and that was about it. I just, after that I just gave up. I don't want to do the Domain of Anguish with just hero. Now please keep that in mind that I'm speaking from my experience doing with one player, myself, plus 7 heroes. Now if you do it with other people, then I would say that you can reduce it significantly, honestly. But it depends on the person as well. If the person is experienced, and yeah, then you can do it in like an hour or an hour and a half, or sometimes you can reduce it for like 15 minutes, because I have seen some people in my alliance and also some of the people in my guilds, they have been saying that no, when we do the hard mode for speed clear, that's the difference. I will explain the speed clear in a separate slide, but speed clear is the term that we use to try to finish off a dungeon or a zone, an elite zone, as fast as we can. And they have been telling me that they finish it off in 30 to 40 minutes, no more than that. And sometimes if they do it casually, for the speed clear, like relax and not too too precise in terms of like activation of skill, and just play in a relaxed mode, then they told me that they complete it within 15 minutes to an hour, or a little bit more than that. Like from 15 minutes to an hour and 20 minutes, or around that range. So but still, like if you do it with other players, then yeah, you can reduce that time significantly. But if you cannot find other players, just do it on a normal mode. Like it might take you about 3 hours or 2 to 3 hours to finish it off. But hey, if you just want to get that one done and not doing it again, then yeah. If you cannot find another player to do it with you, then yeah, sure, just do it with yourself and with the heroes on a normal mode. So it might take you 2 hours to 3 hours, depending on how good your hero is and did you use any consumable. But I have seen some people posting their screenshot to me that they completed the Domain of Anguish in an hour and a half, and it was on the normal mode. Some of them they say that they completed on the hard mode in about like 2 hours or 2.5, but they didn't have a screenshot with them, so I'm not sure if that's true or not. But for an hour and a half for the normal mode for an experienced player it's doable, because I have seen some of the screenshots. So yeah, and either that or you can replace 3 of them, any 3 of them, well except for these 3 because you know these are essential. You can replace, say, the Domain of Anguish or the Underworld or the Official War or Cougars or the Deep with 1 PvP title. And for the PvP title you get 3 points. Yeah, so you can replace 3 of them for 1 PvP title. And obviously this is the link that I will include in this video to for all of my attempts in the missions in the game on hard mode, every single one of them. And the second one, which is the elite content attempts in the game, every single hard mode dungeon that I attempt. Some of the normal for this one, obviously I will include that. I honestly, you have to forgive me for this, I don't want to record my attempt for hard mode dungeon for like hard mode run for the Domain of Anguish, because honestly I don't want to go back and do it again and waste another 4 hours, because that just drove me insane before. So yeah, you have to forgive me for that, sorry. For the some of the hard mode dungeon I will include in there. Hard mode for the elite content attempts I'll include in there. For the normal mode as well, for Cougars Water, the Deep, Official War, Underworld, etc. in the playlist of this. So yeah, check it out. Check that one out, and if you have any questions, feel free to include your questions in the comment section. I'll have a look and then I will try to answer them as best as I can. Now for the PvP title, you can buy the Zaishen keys for 5 platinums each, and you need around 200 keys for you to get it to level 3. Level 3 is the certain level that you can display it on your monument. So 5 times 200, that's 1000. Yep, that's 1000 platinums that you need to spend. Or you can do the dailies. That's not a D, that's a P. You can do the dailies. Zaishen Daily quests, and it's located at M Park. Yep, so every day you have the Zaishen bounty. Let me clean them up so I have more room to write on. Sorry about that. For the Zaishen, you have Zaishen bounty. You have the Zaishen missions, and you have the Zaishen vanquish, and they will reward you with the couple coin, Zaishen couple coins. And once you have the Zaishen couple coins, you can convert them to the Zaishen silver coins. And once you have the Zaishen silver coins, you can convert them to the Zaishen gold coins. And from the Zaishen gold coins, you can convert them to the Zaishen key. But usually I sell Zaishen coins and then I purchase off the Zaishen key, because the Zaishen coins has many applications. Zaishen gold coins, At the moment, it's worth about 2 ectoplasms. At the time of filming this, let me just yeah. So let me write in short. Zaishen gold coins. At the moment, it's worth 2 ectoplasms. Or you can get it for more. Sometimes I have seen some people, they try to sell at about 5, but you know, if they can get it sold, good for you. You know, good for them because they can spend on other things. But usually I have seen other people that have been selling in my guild and also in my alliance for 2 ectoplasms each, and 1 ectoplasm is about 10k, so 2 of them would be 20k. So 1 ecto equal to 10k, so 2 of them is 20. So yeah, for the Zaishen key, this one is about 5k, which is 5 platinums. So for you know, for 1 Zaishen gold coins, you can convert it to 2 ectoplasms, and you can buy 4 Zaishen keys. So there you go. But be aware that the market is very subjective. So this is just an estimation. I will repeat it again. This is just an estimation of what you can get. At the time of me filming this, I have seen people in my alliance and also in my guild trading Zaishen gold coins for 2 ectoplasm each. But I have seen other people selling it for a little bit more. So it depends on the market. So this is just an estimation for you to, you know, to be aware of, you know, how much you would be looking for to sell your Zaishen coins. All right. So if you can sell the higher, that's good for you. So you know, this is just an opinion, an estimation of how much it's worth to you. If you know, the market might change it like in later on in the future or something like that, I don't know. So you know, you have to look at the market and see what you can get out of, you know, your Zaishen gold coins. But at the moment, at the time of me filming this, the estimation for you can get per Zaishen gold coin is 2 ectoplasm each. All right. So you know, don't be surprised when you come, you know, when you watch my video later on in the future and you see like, oh, hang on a minute, he said that it's only 2 ectoplasm, but why are you selling me for like 10 ectoplasms? Doesn't make any sense. Also, or it can be like, oh, he said that it worth about 2 ectoplasms, but I can only sell it for 1 ectoplasms. What's going on? So yeah, the market changes every day. So I honestly, I don't know how much it's gonna worth for you in the future, but at the moment it's 2 ectoplasms. So yeah, so it's just an estimate for you to have, to be aware of how much it's gonna, you know, how much you can get it for when selling yours Zaishen gold coins. So that's pretty much it, and I will stop here and I will refer you to another video slide for my other monuments, and I will explain the vanquish in a little bit more detail in the later slide. So yeah, I'll see you then.